Lovies, is Haley with Tarot from Beyond, here to provide you with your daily release. It's the first thing I do in the morning. And yes, I still have my jammies on. But that's okay because I've had to reschedule my entire day as things do come up sometimes. If you guys book readings, I have an appointment, a very important appointment that I have to take care of today, okay? As I'm sure many of you are taking care of very many important appointments, like things of this nature. You know what I mean? Legal appointments to make sure that you can go ahead and live your life in freedom and just start over. For those of you who are starting over, very much so gladly. It's just so funny how the cards separate exactly the way they need to separate. This is your daily release for the day. Don't know what Spirit has to say, but I do know that Spirit will speak. And this is for those of you who have anything whatsoever that you need to release so that you could be the best version of yourself, so that if you haven't already attracted that numero uno in your life that is on their way to you, that will treat you the way that you are meant to be treated, because you have now learned how to treat yourself good enough not to remain in relationships with people who do not, understand the concept of love for whatever reason. Sometimes these things happen, and it's very much okay, because look at you. You're very much okay. You're very much okay. Still living, heart beating, and ready to still move on. You get what I'm saying? For you ladies, stop tripping. Let me tell you why. It's a natural order of things that you could walk out your front door and, excuse me, adult content getting ready to be spoken. You could walk out your front door and trip over some dick. Okay? Now, I'm going to ask you ladies to be more interested in quality and not quantity. That goes the same for you gentlemen. There are a lot of women out there that don't understand that their body part down there is one of their most precious commodities as a woman. And they give it away freely and hand it out like candy. And before you know it, you find yourself at the damn doctor, and the doctor's over there telling you, yeah, you need to take this medication and that medication and this medication to make sure that your little friend down there is more than healthy. Okay? I don't know where that came from, but I feel like Spirit wanted me to go ahead and put that out there, okay? First card is the Nine of Wands. Now, I was thinking about this card today, and it's so ironic. You know what? A lot of you, whoever I'm speaking to, really worked hard in the last relationship that you were in. You were really making the best out of a bad situation. You knew that you were in a relationship you did not want to be in. You know what I mean? But you still tried to love what you did not want. Look at the chakra colors. You still tried to love what you did not want. You tried to make the best out of the situation. You likely put this person through school. You might have went ahead and assisted this person so much so to where they were able to get through school, and they were able to purchase vehicles and able to do this and able to do that. And then what did that do? That left you holding the bag. But I'm going to tell you right now, the universe watched the whole damn thing play out. The universe sat there and watched you catch the short end of the stick the whole damn time while you worked your ass off in this particular situation with this last relationship that you were in. And I am talking to singles right now. I am talking to singles. If you found somebody new because you have been watching my daily releases and you have been able to release enough to either reconcile because you were able to forgive somebody who actually came back to you with some sincere intentions, then that's a whole nother story, and I am so happy for you. I mean, that's wonderful. Whatever God wants is what's going to happen. Okay? I mean, you just can't escape that. Whatever God has in store, that's what's going to happen. I mean, you don't get to control the way things go. God does. And you would rather have it that way anyway, trust me. You really would. The Page of Pentacles, let's just keep it really simple, okay? I mean, this could mean a couple things, all right? But I'm going to lay the card next to it to see what that means, okay? It looks like there's going to be an offer of love made to, like an offer of something valuable made. Somebody's working hard toward making an offer to somebody who has now stood in their power. And see, that's what I had been teaching you guys this whole time, to stand in your power and to understand your value. And for those of you who are really practicing standing in your power and really practicing standing in, your wisdom and fighting for everything that you have, because you know how people work so damn hard to take things away from you that do not belong to them, that belong to you. You've had to fight forever for everything that's yours in the first place. And people are more than happy to take things away from you. And it's like the kinder you are, the easier it is for it to happen. But you have stood in the emperor position, and that goes for males or females. And now somebody is working their butt off to try to go ahead and give you an offer of something valuable so that they can get back into your good graces. The Justice card has popped up. And if you look at the Roman numeral at the top, it's the number 11, and we are in the 11th month. I think I would call that justice. I mean, if you went and put somebody through school, if you went and helped somebody and you did something for somebody, and this person now has been out there and then realized, wait a minute, I went ahead and dropped my backbone for somebody that wouldn't even be by my bedside if I was like sick as hell. They had all the time in the world to get to know who they thought was so wonderful, only to realize that the person that was really so damn wonderful and all of their imperfection was right there under their nose the whole time. But guess what? You are a free-willed spirit, and if you choose not to be bothered with this individual, you're more than free to do that. And if you're open to it and you miss this person and you want this person back in your life, you're free to do that as well. Whatever the case, the person looks like they're trying to come back to balance the scales. But guess who can really only balance the scales? That would be God, the universe itself. A person really and truly is incapable of balancing scales. You can apologize for your behavior. You can try to, make things right by apologizing and things of that nature. But see, this Justice card is much more effective and ethereal than you think. The justice is going to come from a much higher up level. Because you have clarity over what happened in the last situation you were in. And this person knows that you know that you have clarity over every little detail of the situation. And you ain't saying nothing because you know how things are going to end up, and you ain't doing a damn thing because you letting God do the damn thing. Who could do it better than God? You're still in this mode. You are still being balanced out and you are still being healed. You're not walking away from that water at all because you are love and you are just too comfortable in this lush location. And I don't blame you for being in those fertile grounds right there. Those fertile grounds of healing. You are in your spiritual vehicle, learning that the ego plays very little role in what your divine mission is in life. And you are pulling people into your light rather than letting people pull you into their darkness. And you're very focused regarding that. Again, with the balance. You're being balanced. I'm telling you, you are being balanced. And it's not like you can be a newborn one day and be an adult the next. So if the person who ghosted you or the person that you walked away from who was acting literally like a child, I don't know, a month ago, 2 months ago, it's pretty difficult for that person to go ahead and be an adult like overnight, especially when you know that their behavior hasn't changed much, from what it was before. You just don't want to invite any more fuck shit into your life. And there's nothing wrong with that. Who wants a fuck boy or a fuck girl? Nobody. And this happy card right here, this happiness represents all of the accolades, all of the times that you were resilient in this situation that you were in, that you could pretty much call long suffering. That's what love is. I mean, it was almost kind of like you forced yourself to love somebody who was really doing very unlovable things. But you made the best out of it. And this card came right under the Justice card. So those of you dealing with legal matters, I'm telling you right now, justice and happiness came in the same column. What makes you think that you can be the person that was like the center of the entire home, no matter how many mistakes you made as a human being? They were nowhere near as close as the mistakes that were going on behind your back. You know what I mean? You have the Ace of Swords, which is clarity. And now you have this Ace of Cups. And I'm telling you, with this Ace of Cups, baby, for those of you who are still saying, I'm still waiting, I'm still waiting, I'm still waiting. Well, I'm telling you, good things come to those who wait. Good things come to those who wait. I kid you not. Good things come to those who wait. Now, the King of Swords represents like a police officer, right? And I'm going to watch my words right here because I'm not giving nobody no warnings. No, I'm not. Because there are some people on here who are looking for, yeah, I'm not doing that. The universe has got you exactly where the universe wants you. For those of you who know that you were very unfair, very cruel, and created an entire snowball of damage behind you because of your behavior. This represents something like a law enforcer. And I feel like a lot of you were in a relationship with somebody who always thought that they were like your teacher. Or they always thought that they knew more than you. Or they always thought that, their opinion was like they were always right and you were always wrong. Everything that went right, they took the credit for, and everything that went wrong was always your fault. You know what I mean? And you were like, I have got to get out of this unhealthy, toxic relationship. It just doesn't bring anything out of me that is good. It's just not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the Page of Pentacles. I'm not looking for the Page of Pentacles to come to my front door and offer me one little pentacle and think that that's going to make it right. No, I'm going to work for my own Ten of Pentacles because I know that I can go ahead and achieve it. And that's what a lot of you are on your chariots. Chariots represent your car, your spiritual car. You are focused and you are disciplined, and you guys are working toward making sure you get that Ten of Pentacles because you know that you are worth every bit of that. You're worth every bit of that, and you ain't taking nothing less, and you are going to enforce the fact that you get everything that you deserve. And the Emperor that's right here is the highest figure in the major arcanas. Someone who has had to go to battle to ensure that what belongs to him is his. He had to fight for what is his. And that white beard of his represents the fact that it's wisdom that he attained throughout the entire process of him getting to the place where he is, sitting on that throne with that crown on his head, baby. That's you. That's you. Now, how many of you realize that? The ones who walked away from disastrous relationships, yeah, that's you. The ones of you who turned your back and said, I don't care how barren, I really don't even know where exactly this is going to take me, but I know one thing, I'm not staying here. I am preparing for whatever travels come ahead of me. It's fine, I don't care, but I am not staying here. Not for another second. I'm not staying here. I've had enough of this. I've had enough of what I'm being given. I've had enough of what this person is giving me, of what I have. What you're giving me, what I have right now is just a whole bunch of like this big old bag of lemons that you want to disguise as love. Oh, I know what love is. I'm going to put that right over my shoulder. I'm going to put my hand on this staff and I'm going to work toward my new journey off into the distance, because I have the authority to do that. I am a free-willed spirit and I can go ahead and do what I want to do. And if I want to walk away from someone who's trying to juggle me as if I'm just like this item that can be juggled, you understand what I'm saying? And really doesn't even understand the concept of manifestation or how to use their manifestation skills properly, because that's what the number 2 means. It means duality. It means creation. That is the number of creation, 2. It takes 2 people to make a baby, baby. I'm telling you. You're being juggled. And you were like, I'm sorry, I don't know who you think I am, but I don't like playing games. And I'm going to walk away from this fight. There's nothing to fight for. Fight? I'm sorry. Did you think that I was going to actually like compete for you or compete for your love or compete or like be in some type of competition or so? You honestly thought that I was going to sit here and compete with a man or a woman for you? Are you crazy? Compete? There is no competition. Are you? And if you think there is, then you know what? You have all of the blessing from me to you and the new you and the new relationship that you want to be in, baby, because I know for sure I'm not happy where I am with you. So therefore, I know there has to be something better out there. And I don't care if it looks barren. I don't care if where I'm going, I'm not quite too sure. But I do see those mountains. And I do know that once I cross over them, I know that the other side is, I don't know how many of you took environmental science class. You know, you have one side of the mountain that is kind of barren. And on the other side of the mountain, it's facing the ocean and it's more tropical. This person is looking at those barren mountains and knows that if they can get over those mountains and get to that more lush area, they're going to be living in paradise. That's why this person went ahead and turned their back on the current situation that they were in or that current situation that they were in, and they knew that they were on their way to paradise. And that's exactly where many of you are right now. Many of you right now are having your up days, your down days. You know, certain things have probably popped up to kind of like try to irritate the system and, you know, irritate your thought process and things of that nature. A lot of people who want to fight dirty and be all mischievous and stuff. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is all a test, baby. Spirit wants to know, how much do you trust me? Seriously, Spirit is saying, how much do you trust me? When things like this pop up, when you feel like you're not quite sure where this is going to lead, when you're not sure where all of this is going to go, but you do know that you're not happy and you do know that you were not designed to not be happy, I want to know, Spirit is saying, I want to know how much you trust me. to get you out of this position and into a better one. No matter what comes along, I want to know how much you trust me. That's what Spirit wants to know. No matter how left out and in the cold you feel, I want to know how much do you trust me. I'm telling you, Spirit is testing your limits right now. Why? To see if you're going to put your head in the clouds and say, you know what? I just can't stand being alone, so I'm just going to pick whatever I can pick so I don't have to be alone, and that's going to be my healing. I'm just going to go ahead and pick anybody. I don't care who it is. I'm just going to pick anybody because I'm just lonely. Let me tell you something. There's nothing better than the time that you get to yourself. Nothing, because that's your time to go ahead and actually have an intimate conversation with the Creator itself, with your ancestors and your spirit team. And trust me, they're going to talk back. And they're going to give you a plan, and you're going to follow that blueprint. And I'm telling you, if you follow that blueprint, it'll take you straight to paradise, right here on earth. Looks like some of you are going to get some type of news of information regarding this Ten of Pentacles. I don't know who I'm talking to. I really don't. But if this resonates and some of you just have that itch, have that feeling, have been told this in some of your readings before, that I don't know if it's like you're going to win the lottery or something's going to pop up or just something's going to happen. I'm telling you, I have a feeling you're going to get news of information regarding something associated with this Ten of Pentacles, something associated with some type of material gain, some type of financial gain. It's just gonna come like a windfall. And see, what you walked away from was the person who wanted to sabotage everything about you, and they're still probably doing it. They're still probably throwing salt on your name, throwing salt on everything about you. We talked about this in the last daily release. And I'm telling you, the energy is not too much different than it was yesterday. You have to understand things slowly progress. They do. But every day it does get better. Because once you've been in this position so many times, right, where people just keep stabbing you in the back, your back kind of becomes a little bit used to the feeling, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Once you've been betrayed so many times, it's like, I almost kind of expect that from people. You know what I mean? It's not like I expect people to just go ahead and roll out the red carpet for me. I mean, when has that ever happened? That's fine. I get it. I get it. Most people do not have emotional intelligence. Most people don't have that. Straight up. I was watching another tarot reader, and I was so surprised when he announced his age. He said he was only 19 years old, and he's like, dude, I'm sitting here doing these readings. I'm 19 years old, and he's like, dude, I can tell that I am so much more mature than these people I'm doing readings for. I mean, where's the emotional intelligence in these relationships? You've got one party that's like sitting and like taking one for the team seriously. And then you have another party who thinks that they can just go ahead and rob the entire family blind for their own personal gain. Sabotage at its best. I'm telling you. But you now know that you have options. You now know that the world is your oyster, baby. The world is your oyster. No matter who tells you what, no matter what letter comes in the mail trying to make you feel like this or that, you know when to get on your rowboat and row away mentally from those negative ass emotions, from that chitter chatter in your head that tells you, oh, this ain't gonna work, or oh, that ain't gonna work. Tell that voice to shut the hell up. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, that fell right on top of the Ace of Cups, baby. You rode that boat. Your guardian angel, really and truly, your spirit guide, put you on that boat. And it looks like there's a little one next to you. I mean, you guys have been watching my videos for a while. A lot of you know. I mean, To me, when I look at this picture, this is me and my little man going to safer, calmer waters. Whoever chose to stay with mommy, chose to stay with mommy. And whoever didn't, I gave him to the universe. I assigned a loving angel to that child and said, please put your loving arms of protection around that child. While that child is not with me, I know you will. And I don't worry about that child because I have given that child to the universe, and I know that the universe is going to take care of my baby, regardless if my baby is living here with me or not. And I know I'm not the only one in this position. That's why I go ahead and get personal with mine, because you guys are personal people. You guys are people. You guys are human beings going through real personal things. Just as I am. You think we light workers don't go through the same crap that a lot of you guys go through? Of course we do. Usually it hits us first so that we could go ahead and help you guys get through it. Trust me when I tell you everything is working out for your highest good, because you are looking in the direction of the divine, and the divine is molding you and shaping you and feeling you and just getting you in that perfect position for that perfect life that God designed you for in the first place. It's us that allowed ourselves to be derailed for whatever reason, as things do pop up in life and stop us from thinking logically sometimes. So in closing out this reading, and I'm going to pull a romance angel card afterwards. Again, for those of you going through legal matters, this is that legal card, or this is that card that confirms third-party situations. At times, I'm not really talking too much about third-party situations here, but it's so funny it fell in the same category of the King of Swords, which represents an enforcer. Okay, you also pulled the Justice card. And, you know, whoever has their head in the clouds thinking that, you know what I mean, they can go ahead and just go ahead and abuse the shit out of love and relationships and think that they're going to win in court like their heads are in the clouds. Something terrible. But let them. That's fine. That has nothing to do with you. You just make sure you show up at your court dates. Go ahead and talk to your attorney and let your attorney go ahead and handle business, because that's what your attorney is there for. You are free. You're free. The Fool means back to square one. You have went ahead and already completed a journey, and now it's time for you to walk into a new one. Allow yourself to. Allow yourself to. And all that green that he's wearing represents love. Many of you have ended your karmic cycles of handing out your love like candy, and you're only going to give it to somebody who really and truly deserves it. Does that mean be celibate forever? Does that mean be celibate like, you know, I don't know, because you don't have somebody right now? I mean, you have to use your own discernment with that. Just make sure you strap up, baby, because you are in this human body. You do have sexual desires, and if you want to go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, go out and experience some things and, you know, have fun with somebody who's showing you interest and is treating you kindly, and you have a very good vibe about this person. You understand what I'm saying? Of course, real spiritual unions are what you're looking for. And if you know that this is not Mr. Right, but it's Mr. Right now, or if she's not Mrs. Right, but Mrs. Right now, you do have needs, and ain't nothing wrong with having fun. All right? Don't deprive yourself. Don't hang yourself with a celibate rope. All right? Just make sure you strap up, man. You ended your karmic cycle early by learning how to not hand your love out like candy. All right? Just make sure you don't make any commitments. Any contracts that you think that you want to sign or anything like that, I don't give a damn. Take them to your attorney and make the attorney read it and make sure that everything in that contract from this point forward, I'm talking about marriage and all that, I don't care, whatever it is, make sure that whatever commitments you get into as you look out into the world And as you start to really discover what your gifts are, I mean, when you really start to discover what you're all about, baby, and how many gifts you really do have. For those of you who feel like you have been truly mistreated in the last relationship that you were in, you're now starting to really discover who you are. You're likely starting a new business. I mean, you're just freed up. You just freed yourself up to commit to yourself and commit to the things that are important to you. This card represents, contracts, and it represents higher learning. This is basically a picture of a pope, someone who marries another, who would marry, be the one to go ahead and marry two people, so anything that would bind you contractually, make sure that you take a look at that. Okay, make sure you look at it real well. And for those of you who feel like you have to defend your heart so much, I want you to think about it. You don't. Open your heart to love, baby, because if your heart is not open to love, love can't enter. So make sure your heart is open to real love, baby. And who you need to stay away from, because that person is like toxic as poison, just stay away from them. It's simple as that. And if that person doesn't know how to leave you alone, there is something called a restraining order. So with that being said, babies, I hope this resonated with a lot of you. I know it touched on many subjects, but this is what Spirit had to say for the day. That's your daily release, my loves. I will continue uploading the remainder of the Zodiac readings for December 1st through the 7th. I will talk to you guys soon. Namaste.